morning, friends, and welcome to our morning devotional on this Wednesday, November 3rd. So sorry that I missed you all last week. I was actually away with a group from our church at Kansas City at the Church of the Resurrection for a church gathering there, so I wasn't able to get the video out in time, but glad to be here back in town and with you all this morning there. This first week of November, one of the reflections for me and for us in worship this week is All Saints Day. Now, All Saints Day technically is November 1st, which was Monday. We're celebrating it in Anona, actually this upcoming Sunday. And for me, it's a reflection this week. I typically use the week to reflect on this. And as I was reflecting on All Saints and remembering those we've loved and lost, one of the things that came to mind is traveling. You know, my family, we love to travel, but sadly we don't get that chance too often just because of busy ministry and work schedules and the kids in school, and so we don't get away that often. But back years ago, I was remembering when my wife and I were first married, all of our family lived in Central Florida. You know, we lived there, my parents, Kim's parents, all lived there. And when I moved for my first appointment as a music director in Fort Myers, that was a challenge because we were away from family. We were away from our friends whom we grew up with. And so we would come back when we could for Thanksgiving or Christmas or birthdays, special events, to visit our family and friends. And it was always an exciting time when we would do that. It was exciting to meet up with people we haven't seen in a while, whether it was our family or friends. And, you know, there was always this sense of preparation before we got there, whether it was our parents, you know, preparing the house and making sure that the house was cleaned, the guest room was all ready, and what's your favorite meals? We want to have some food for you guys when you arrive, you know. And there was this true sense of feeling of homecoming when we would come home to visit family and friends. And so as I reflect on All Saints Day, and All Saints that we celebrate, for me it's that same sense of homecoming, that feeling of arriving at home with family and friends. And it comes for me out of John chapter 14, the first 3 verses, and I want to share that with you this morning. It says, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house there are many dwelling places. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and I will take you to myself, so that where I am, there you may be also." I love that imagery there of Jesus saying, look, I go to prepare this place for you. It's almost like that thought of homecoming, right? You know, that there is a place that Christ has prepared for you and for me, and Christ will come again to personally take us to that place, that where he is, we will be also. Not only Jesus there, it's going to be a true homecoming gathering of family and friends and those whom we've loved and lost over the years that will join us in those moments there. And it's that great homecoming celebration. And so this Sunday that's coming up, I want to invite you to something special here at Anona. We're going to be celebrating All Saints Sunday as a Sunday of remembering. We'll be doing that in our morning services for our 2 traditional and contemporary. I want to join you, especially if you can come in person. There's some personal moments of connection there we want to make available for you and invite you in. Not only in the services, we will be taking time to remember the names of many of those whom we've loved and lost. It's been a tough year. You know, for many of us, we've lost a lot of friends and family due to COVID, due to illness, due to all kinds of situations, though. And for many people, they've not had the opportunity to gather and to celebrate that homecoming for that individual there. And so we want to have this opportunity for us together as a family, as a church family, to celebrate that. So a couple things we're going to have there. We're also going to have our Stephen ministers and some from our Anona Counseling Center present, just to be able to connect with us, to talk with us, to laugh and tell stories about our loved ones. You know, even if we need a shoulder to cry on, whatever we need in those moments, we'll have people there to help support us in that journey. And then I want to invite you in particular, before or after our services, there actually will be in our shared narthex hallway down in the center there, there's going to be an area of remembrance. And what it will be is there'll be pieces of paper, and I think they're going to be in the shape of candles. I think the team that's working on it. And it's inviting for us to remember by writing the name of our loved ones, our family, our friends, on one of those candles, on one of those pieces of paper, maybe even a sentence or 2 about them. You know, for me, I remember my father-in-law, Earl Johnson, who passed away not long ago. And I remember his dedication to Jesus and his heart and love for his family. And put that on a piece of paper, and we can hang that on the wall in the hallway as we remember and celebrate the homecoming for our family and friends. And then what we're actually going to do is, after services on Sunday, we're going to gather all those names, bring them together, and then we're going to invite a small group to come to our chapel and to actually pray over the names of those who have passed and the families that surrounded them during that time, and lifting them up in prayer. So I want to invite you this week, as we reflect on All Saints Week, as we reflect on that great cloud of witnesses, that we have that opportunity not only to remember those that we love, but also to come together to celebrate that great homecoming together as family. So until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of God's hand.